Continue now with our lead story, danger overseas. You may remember last November, the State Department said a group of Syrians fighting against ISIS and the brutal dictator Assad was a very big hope for the USA.
We continue to believe that the moderate opposition, many groups that are part of the moderate military opposition, and Harakat al-Hazm is one of the groups with a large number of thousands of members, will continue to work with them.
Well, now Harakat al-Hazm has disbanded, quit, gone, no longer a fighting force. Joining us now from Washington, Fox News strategic analyst, Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters. So we were told that they were going to take some of these guys and bring them into Saudi Arabia and train them. I guess 5,000 was the number. Give them a lot of guns and bring them on back, and they were going to defeat ISIS. Everybody knew it was a fairy tale then, right? Remember, I think you and I talked about that.
Yes, we did.
And we both said, this is insane. It's never going to happen. And now, what happens? The whole group is gone.
Yeah, the group is gone, and Jabhat al-Nusra, al-Qaeda's affiliate, has taken their weapons. Fortunately, we gave them pretty old weapons. But the Obama administration has always been chasing this unicorn, this idea that we can get other people to do the hard stuff for us. And in order to make the equation work, the Obama administration and the yes men in the Pentagon completely ignore the fundamentals of warfare. Bill, what matters here is what people will fight for. It's not ultimately in warfare, it's not about the steel a man holds in his hand. It's about the steel in his heart. And, you know, like it or not, and I don't like it, our enemies who are outnumbered by the Iraqi army, by the Jordanian army, by the Syrian army, they are not only continuing to fight, they're thriving because of their level of commitment and morale. They are willing, even eager to die for their cause. They believe they are on a divine mission. It is incredibly empowering. And for us, the people we want to arm, well, they might fight for this or that, but they don't want to die. And we continually kid ourselves that by training 5,000 local yokels, we can beat 50 or 60,000 committed fighters.
I want to let me just say something. I want to know if you agree or not. I don't think it was kidding ourselves when they said we're going to take this 5,000-man force, train them in Saudi Arabia, and they're going to come back and kick some serious butt. I think everybody knew that was a fantasy. They knew it was a ruse. You and I knew it. Most commentators I heard knew it, said this is never going to work. But they have the nerve at the State Department to throw this out to the American people like I don't know what the word is. They're either misleading them or they're so incompetent they don't understand what you just said. You can't hire and subcontract people out to kill the jihadists. Yeah. But, you know, it's frustrating to me. We knew it was a joke, and now it turns out to be true.
Well, yeah, and the Obama administration's approach to foreign policy threats overall is to make a token gesture to show that they're doing something.
They're engaged.
But, but the bottom line is that, look, the people of the Middle East are not going to die for the American cause. They're going to fight for their religion or their clan or tribe. They'll fight sometimes, as where the Kurds are, for their turf and for survival, but they're not going to die for us. Get over it.
All right,
and
now,
if you don't have a presence on the ground, you don't get a vote. Air power is not enough.
America is making a big deal out of this. Tikrit, the hometown of Saddam Hussein, the late dictator, now is being attacked by the Iraqi troops with American advisors and American bombing support. ISIS captured it. They're inside the town. They're making a big deal out of this thing. How do you see that?
Well, actually, the assault on Tikrit is more of an Iranian-backed operation. And, you know, if the Baghdad government, backed by Iran, leading with its Shia militia shock troops, wins, Iran wins. If they're defeated, Islamic State wins. What a deal. But the real danger here is that when those shock troops, the Shia militias, who killed a lot of Americans, by the way, who are armed and backed and trained by Iran, when they get into Tikrit, or they may do what they did in other towns and slaughter Sunnis, just the way the Islamic State Sunnis slaughtered the Shias. So I'm back to my fundamental premise. This is a multi-level, multi-sided religious war Now, we're not fighting a religious war, but everybody else is. And until we recognize that fundamental reality, that Persia, that Iran is rebuilding an empire, that the Baghdad government cares if it's Iran's cat's paw, the Kurds are fighting to survive, Iraq doesn't work, Assad's still very much in power, we've screwed just about everything else up, and, sorry, I don't like this, but if you don't have boots on the ground, again, you don't get a vote, you don't influence things, the only way we can get, whether it's the Afghan National Army or the Iraqi Army or other locals, to really fight is by the magic of Americans fighting and leading beside them.
Yeah, and there's no appetite for that in this country right now. Colonel, thanks very much.
Not in Washington.
We appreciate it. Directly ahead, Juana Mary Catherine on whether the Netanyahu speech is a good or bad thing. And later, Waters World going to spring training. Chaos breaks out. Upcoming.